Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Dear students, myself R.S. Goswami from KGK Higher Secondary School. Today I am going to teach Economics, Standard 12, Chapter number 5, Poverty. In last videos, what is poverty, types of poverty, then indicators of poverty, and after that reasons of poverty. Now all these questions have already explained. Now today the new topic, and that is measures to reduce poverty, how to control poverty. So here so many steps are taken by the government in different 5-year plans to control or to reduce poverty. Now first one, increase agricultural productivity. Last time I explained what is the meaning of agricultural productivity. That means productivity of land. Per hectare production of land in a year, that is known as agricultural productivity. Once again, per hectare production of land in a year, that is known as agricultural productivity. So how you increase? Which steps are taken? So here you use green revolution. So in green revolution, 5 elements. 1, improved seeds. Second, fertilizer, that means chemical fertilizers. Third, pesticide or insecticide. Fourth, irrigation. And fifth, different kind of machineries. So if you use all these elements in agriculture, obviously the production or productivity of land must be increased. Because in India, most of the people depend on agriculture, and agriculture depend on rain, and rain is uncertain and irregular. Here, less facility of irrigation. If we increase the facility of irrigation, then we can take 2 or 3 times production or in a year. So total production increase, and because of that the income of the farmer increase, and that's why they can satisfy their primary requirement and they come above the poverty line. So if the production in agriculture increase, then the income of the farmer increase, and that's why they can satisfy their primary requirement. How you increase? So you use green revolution. That means use improved seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticide or insecticides, then machineries, irrigation facilities. By using all these, we can increase the productivity and the total production in agriculture, and because of that the income of the farmers increase. They can satisfy their primary requirement. Now here the most of the people depend on agriculture. More than 60% people depend on agriculture directly or indirectly. Directly means they work in agriculture field. Indirectly means they work in those fields which are related with agriculture. So if we improve the condition of agriculture, then we provide the employment. Because of their income increase, and they can satisfy their primary requirement well, and then they can come out from the below the poverty line. Now the second one, development of small scale industries. Small scale industries, that means labor intensive method. two types of production method. One is the capital intensive method and second is labor intensive method. In capital intensive method, we use more machinery and less labor. And in labor intensive method, we use more labor and less machinery. So if we use more and more machinery in the production process, then there is an opportunity of employment. And because of that, people get the job or work and their income increase, and because of that they can satisfy their primary requirement, and then they come above the poverty line. So here, small scale industry, especially in the rural area, because in urban area there are so many opportunities, but in the rural area only people depend on agriculture. They can get the work only 4 months of the rainy season, and the rest of the month they become unemployed. So if in rural area small scale industry develop, then after the 4 months of rainy season people get the work in small scale industries, and because of that the whole year they get the work, their income increase, purchasing power increase, and because of that they can satisfy their primary requirement and they come from below the poverty line. So after that, third one, development of unorganized sector. Development of unorganized sector. Unorganized sector means rickshaw wala, then mason who work with the construction site, then the vendor. These kind of the people we include in unorganized sector. And in unorganized sector, irregular job opportunity. They can't get whole year the work. So if we manage, if we develop unorganized properly, that means government takes interest for the development of unorganized sector. So rickshawala or the vendors or masons or the cobbler all get the work throughout the year, and because of that their income increase, purchasing power increase, they can satisfy their primary requirement and the problem of poverty solved. So here you see the mason, they get the work through the year, but in rainy season the construction work decrease. So on that time they can't get the work. So their income not regular, and that's why they live below poverty line. So if the government develop unorganized sector, then whole year this kind of the people get the work, and throughout the year their income continue, so they can satisfy their primary requirement or basic needs, and because of that they come from the below the poverty line. After that, appropriate tax policy. Appropriate tax policy, that means you put higher tax on the rich people's demand and less tax or the lower tax on the demand of poor people or the basic requirement. This way you can help the poor to satisfy their primary requirement. Other side, you put the high rate or high tax rate on luxurious goods and less tax on basic needs. This way you can provide the facility to the poor people, that's why they can satisfy their requirement. After that, rise in human capital investment. Now here, human capital, that means you provide the educational facility, health facility and other facilities. Because of that, the human capital or human welfare increase. Here, human capital means you can provide good education, health facility, training to the youth, and because of that their skill, their efficiency increase, so they can have good opportunity for the jobs. And after development of human, their income increase, they can satisfy their primary requirement, and the problem of poverty automatically solved. So most of the government try to increase the human capital. After that, goods and services at the reasonable rate. Reasonable means fair shop, rationing shop. So here, if the government provide the basic requirement, that the food facility or the grains to the poor people at the reasonable cost or reasonable rate, then most of their income they can spend to satisfy their primary requirement. Now present time, government provided 2 rupees and 3 rupees per kg wheat and rice to the poor people. In the situation of lockdown, free of cost, the government provide wheat, rice and different kind of grains, oil, sugar to the people. So if the government provide this kind of the food grain to the poor people at the reasonable rate or reasonable cost or reasonable price, then rest of the income the poor people use to satisfy their other demands, other needs, and that's why they can satisfy most of their requirements, and that include a decrease the rate of poverty. After that, employment programs run by the government. So there are so many programs run by the government, just like IRDP, TRYSEM, DWCRA, MWS, SITRA. So these kind of the programs or schemes are run by government to provide proper facility to the poor people. Now here, employment programs, self-employment program, and in self-employment program, IRDP, Integrated Rural Development Program, then TRISOM, DWCRA, MWS and SITRA. These kinds of the programs are run by the government under self-employment programs. During 6th 5-year plan, many employment programs are run by government, but all these programs merged in IRDP. All the programs merged in IRDP on 2nd October 1980. IRDP, Integrated Rural Development Program, and IRDP merged on 1st April 1999 and named as a SJGSY, Swर्ण Jayanti Gramin Swarojgar Yojana. Swर्ण Jayanti Gramin Swarojgar Yojana. So first, so many programs are run by government. All these programs merged in IRDP on 2nd October 1980, and IRDP merged in SJGSY on 1st April 1999. So this kind of the programs are run by the government to reduce the poverty. Now the second one, wage employment scheme. Government started this program especially on those people who are living below poverty line in rural area. below poverty line in rural area. So government select those family who are living below poverty line and give employment, and that's why their income increase, they satisfied their primary requirement, and the problem of poverty reduce. After that, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. So here, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. So here, directly selected the poor people by the central government, and government select only those people who are living below poverty line and provide certain job near their villages, so they can get the work, their income increase, they satisfied their primary requirement, and in this way solve the problem of poverty. After that, NREGA in 2005 started by the government, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It was started in 2005. Now changed its name in 2009, and it was MNREGA, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. In this program, government select those people who are living below poverty line, and compulsory 100 days provide the employment, minimum 100 days. And in this program, construction of the road in villages, Gram Panchayat building, primary health center, primary schools, then increase the depth of the lake. These kind of the works are done in this program. So the village people get the work continuously, and their income increase, and because of that they can satisfy their primary requirement, and the problem of poverty decrease. So here NREGA, and after that MNREGA. Now here housing schemes. Poor people haven't enough income, by that they can purchase their own house. In our basic requirement, food, housing, clothes, education, health facilities. So here government provided here housing facility to the poor people who are below poverty line by different kind of scheme. Here IAY, Indira Awas Yojana, RGY, Rajiv Gandhi Yojana, PMAY, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. By this kind of schemes, government provide housing facility to the poor people at the lower rate, because in the cities the demand is more of the housing, but supply is less, and that's why the price of house is very high. So poor people can't afford, can't purchase. So the government started different kind of the schemes to provide the housing facility those people who are living below poverty line. So here different kind of the schemes. First is the IAY, Indira Awas Yojana, RGY, Rajiv Gandhi Yojana, PMAY, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So these kind of the yojanas started by the government to provide the facility of housing. Then social security schemes. Social security scheme means, you know, people born and die. But if the main person or the breadwinner, earner of the family died, then its effect on the family is very bad. So in this scheme, the government provide the insurance facilities to the person who are working. By 12 rupees only, 2 lakh insurance, and then 320 or 30 rupees, again 2 lakh. So only 342 rupees you have the insurance of 4 lakh. So every year just you cut this amount in your account, and then you will have the insurance policy of 4 lakh rupees. Just you think, only 12 rupees, 2 lakh rupees insurance, and 330 rupees again 2 lakh policy, and the rest of the premium paid by the government. So this way government provide the facility of social security. And the last one, Jan Dhan Yojana, all of you know very much. This Yojana was started by our Prime Minister Mr. Modi on 28th August 2014. So here each and every single person have the bank account, because different kind of the schemes run by the government to provide the facilities, even the cash money. So this cash money directly in the account of the needy people. There is no corruption. Otherwise, among so many schemes, the government provides the money to the needy person, but corruption is there, and because of that they get less amount. So the Mr. Modi started Jan Dhan Yojana on 28th August 2014 to open the bank account to each and every person, so they can directly get the benefit of the government scheme. Thank you, friends.